Shalom Akim. I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kwadash. The honor to the apostles, the elders, great millstone, who taught us 100% truth, who conjured the spirits to be. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word through the four corners of the earth in sincerity. And peace and blessing to you hopeful believers out there, which are also part of the elect. To y'all, I say Shalom. And once again, I want to say, call halal, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Forgive me the spirit to listen on today. Lord willing to feed you lamb and sheep of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Now we're going to be going into through the parents for the Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. And I guess I will title it, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, through the spirit, the Lord would have a title for it, but probably down the line speaking about King David and the house of David, going from glory to glory to be prepared for these times, because as I'm speaking right now, and as any other brother who is serving Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai right now, the Lord is putting us through series of tests and series of things to boost our faith. You know what I'm saying? To go from glory to glory. You know what I'm saying? And I want to pull these scriptures out because, as you see, I'm in 1 Samuel 17. And if you know, this is speaking about when David had slew Goliath. When he slew Goliath, man. And David was boasting in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai of all the previous times he had delivered, the Lord had delivered him out of the hands of lions, bears, and I think it was another one. We're going to read it, though. But it was previous times he was boasting in that, because through those tests, his trust and faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai grew to when he got to the test of taking down this big Philistine, this heathen, that's been at war from his youth up. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Goliath is listed to be at least 9 to 12 feet. And David is a young boy that's never been to war. But through those tests, those mini pop quizzes that the Lord put him through, you know what I'm saying, it prepared him for the ultimate big test. Same thing for us, because right now, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai puts us through a series of many tests to build our faith, to build our trust in him, so we can get ready for that big test being that hour temptation. You know what I'm saying? Being able to completely unplug from this world and have complete and have our faith and trust in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai through anything we go through, because as it says, if the righteous scarcely be saved, where should the ungodly and the sinner appear? So it's going to be situations where it's going to look like there's no way out. And the Lord is commanding us to have faith like Abraham had, as it speaks about in Romans. You know what I'm saying? Abraham, how if you read it in the NLT, it says Abraham believed when there was no reason to believe, pretty much. You know? And the Lord's building us up to that level through series of tests. But let me get to the point. But before I read that, let me pull this Romans 14 and 15 and 4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And then you also have Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see that any trust in the Lord, and they will confound it, roughly paraphrasing it. You know what I'm saying? Now we looking at these instant through these scriptures. The Lord gives us these stories so we could pretty much take it, and as I said in Ecclesiastes 9 and 1, if I'm not mistaken, it's 1 and 9 or 9 and 1. Ecclesiastes, it says there is nothing new under the sun. Or it's Ecclesiastes 3. I know it's in Ecclesiastes, but it's nothing new under the sun. So we see this same concept and the same thing. The Lord is putting us through the same thing now. You know what I'm saying? And Lord will be a part of the elect. He doing the same thing to the house of David. As it says in Acts and Amos, he will return and rebuild the house of David like the days of old. You know what I'm saying? The house of David is coming in that same spirit as David came in when he slew Goliath. You know what I'm saying? But before he got to the point to where he could have that great faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, he had got put through a series of tests. You know what I'm saying? You're going against a lion, a bear. Those are minor tests compared to him going against Goliath. You know? And it could be any brother test. It could be, the test is all designed for you and how it's going to help build your faith, because every brother has a different level of faith. So let's jump back to this 1 Samuel, Salakia. We're going to 1 Samuel 17, and we're going to go to verse 37. Actually, let's jump up. What's going on here is you got this Philistine Goliath, You know what I'm saying? It's telling Israel to bring out his greatest warrior. And Israel's acting frantic here. You know what I'm saying? They're acting scary, faithless, being faithless and stuff. And David stepped up being just a little boy. But the reason David was able to have that strong faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua because of those tests. You know what I'm saying? I think I want to start at... We'll start at 32. It's 1 Samuel 17 and 32. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep. Right? This is because Saul's like, man, you tripping. This dude been a warrior since his youth up, and you haven't been a warrior. You haven't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're just a young cat out here. But David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and they came, and there came a lion, and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. All right. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. So he's speaking about these instances that happened when he was being a keeper of the sheep, watching over the sheep. And it's very spiritual because who was David? David is also Peter. And he told Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. You love me, you know what I'm saying? And Peter, the Lord is all about his sheep. And that's how we got to be. The house of David, same way, all about the sheep, watching over them. And it says that I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose again, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and his uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he have defied the armies of the living power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. David said, moreover, the Lord that delivereth me out of the paw of the lion. You know what I'm saying? So David, when he was finna go up against this Philistine, he recalled back to those things that the Lord had did for him before. David said, moreover, the Lord had delivered me from out of the paw of the lion. So when David went to go slew that lion, that wasn't of his own strength. That was of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. He's nothing but a boy. And a lion, and he slew a lion because he was protecting the sheep. But he was only able to do it because the battle wasn't his. The battles was Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua's. The Lord was fighting for him. David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he would deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee. And that's really the point right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I love the fact that David recalled back to those previous times that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua had came through for him. You know what I'm saying? And it was all leading up to that point of him slewing that big Philistine, man, Goliath. So let me pull these scriptures. I'm going to pull them right quick. Because when you think about it, David was referring to how he went from glory to glory. You know what I'm saying? And if you let me read, I'm gonna read this because what happened was Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua was putting David through a series of tests to boost his faith to where he will get to the point to where he'll have enough faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to take down Goliath. And the Lord is doing the same thing for his elect. Because the elect being the house of David, he was putting us through series of tests, getting us a habit to put our trust and faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and getting it stronger. You know what I'm saying? You know what it says in James? If a man wavereth, think that he should receive nothing. The Lord don't want no weak faith. He want that strong, confident faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. David was strong and confident. He wasn't wavering. He was like, man, the Lord delivered me from the paw of the lion. He delivered me from the paw of the bear. And he gonna deliver me from the Philistine too. Because I'm coming in the stead in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. So I'm reading 2 Corinthians 3 and 16. We'll start at, really the point is in 18. So we just started 17. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. But we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even by the Spirit of the Lord. So we are conforming more and more to the image of Yahweh Bahasham Shai. You know what I'm saying? We're going from glory to glory. So through all these tests that Yahweh Bahasham Shai putting us through, we're increasing in the Spirit. And if you're increasing in the Spirit, you're increasing in the faith of Yahweh Bahasham Shai. You're increasing in the faith. You know what I'm saying? Because you're increasing in the Spirit. And that's all being done through the test. As said, the captain of our salvation in Hebrews 2, the captain of our salvation was made perfect through the sufferings. We're going to be made perfect. Our faith is going to be made perfect through the sufferings. Our faith is going to be made perfect through the test that the Lord is putting us through. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is sharpening our sword by putting us through these tests. You know? Because think about it. If you don't ever get tested, if you don't ever get tested, how can that thing grow? Because what we do, what Esau do in school is they have teachers do, they have a series of tests that they put you through. You take these little tests and they prepare you for the big test. Probably hit you with a little math quiz. You know what I'm saying? Hit you with a little reading quiz. Hit you with a little social study quiz to prepare you for the big test. They got like 60 questions in each category about math questions, about reading questions, about social studies questions or world history questions. But those small little tests is preparing you for that. Same thing that Yahweh Bahasham Shai doing, as he did with David, he doing with the house of David, putting the house of David through a series of tests to prepare them for the big test, to prepare for the test of Jacob's troubles, man, which is a test of faith. And the only one that's going to be upholding that level of faith to get through Jacob's trouble is going to be the elect, because the Lord was putting them through series of tests to prepare them for that. He's not doing the same things for the 2/3. They're not getting put through series of tests and being made better. This will be the last scripture. This is Proverbs 4:18. But the path of the just and the just of the elect is as a shining light. What is that shining light? That wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That Spirit, the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Bahasham Shai in them. It's a shining light. You know what I'm saying? What the Lord said, if he's speaking not according to the word, there is no light in him. But the elect speak according to this word, so there's light in them. And that light, it said the path of justice is a shining light. And it said that shineth more and more, glory to glory, until the perfect day. So the more we keep serving Yahweh Bahasham Shai, the more and more our light is going to grow, because he's going to put it through series of tests. And if your light is growing, it's that Spirit, you know what I'm saying? That Holy Spirit that the Lord, you know what I'm saying, is giving us, is growing. You're increasing in the wisdom and knowledge and understanding. What else are you increasing in? You're increasing in faith in Yahweh Bahasham Shai. Your faith level shouldn't be the same, because there's a certain cap of faith that the Lord is expecting us to get to when it's the peak of the test, when it's the peak of Jacob's troubles, when Jacob's troubles is kicked off and it's time for you know what I'm saying? It's a certain level, it's a certain goal that we're pushing to. Ultimately, we want to be, you know what I'm saying, like Yahweh Shai, but it's going to happen when Yahweh Shai conforms us to him by giving us his new bodies. But in the meantime, we are getting that, because every brother has a different level of faith. The Lord has gave us a level of faith, and Lord, when we be part of the elect, is going to meet that level of faith, so they could be ready for the time of Jacob's troubles. I'm reading it again. Proverbs 4:18. The path of the just is as a shining light. And the same thing as David walked. His path was as a shining light, and it shineth more and more until the perfect day. It shined more and more. First he went against the lion. Now a big bear. You know what I'm saying? He had, you know David was a little scared. You know what I'm saying? The flesh does what it does best. The flesh did what it did when David seen the lion. The flesh crippled in. Said, fuck that shit. Yahweh Bahasham Shai got me. Yasharallah, he prince of the power, sons of God, sons of the living God. He got me, as long as I have faith in him. Then he did it. Oh, snap. Bear, because you could even notice that in your own walk. Every brother has their own walk, and the Lord has his own designated test for every brother. You can notice at certain things You didn't have faith in that, and you failed that test. So now you're like, dang. And then the next time that thing came across, you had faith. You increased in faith. You increased. Have faith. And then you get used to that flesh coming in. You know what I'm saying? Because people would think like, man, you're going to know it's a test. That flesh going to be crying so much, then eventually the faith, the trust in Yahweh Shai is going to wither it all away. And I'm speaking from experience, man. And any other brother can. Because I know what happened to me. I was scared, but I just kept, you know what I'm saying? Kept the discipline, kept driving force, you know what I'm saying? Had my faith in the Lord, and eventually it withered away. That little fleshly fear was gone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Lord will, this is edified to the power of spirit, Yahweh Shai. No, don't want to beat a dead horse. Just get straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? As the Lord had did unto David, he's going to do unto the house of David by putting them through the series of tests to prepare them for the big test, the lion, the bear. So they could eventually be prepared for that big test being Goliath. And they're going to get through it with that rock being Yahweh Shai. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the power spirit of Yahweh Shai. And to y'all, I'm going to say shalom.